You're listening to Your Favorite Character Sucks, a podcast where we usually decide on the best characters from the best shows, books, movies, any media really. But this is different. This is our Patreon-supported bonus episode. Here we're going to take a look at one character nominated by a Patreon supporter. No matter the character, Matt, Brandon, and I will do our research and let you know what we think about your favorite character. I guess it can be a real person too if you want. We'll do whatever you want as long as you support us. On today's bonus episode, Carole Baskin from The Tiger King. So this is our first ever bonus episode. We started a
Wait, we're not starting now, are we?
Fuck you. You said you were gonna stop that.
Well, this is the bonus episode of season one.
I actually didn't think.
Oh, season one.
Yeah, no, I also that was a legitimate question. Are we starting or not?
Well, yeah, this could go in it. It might not. So yeah, we started a Patreon, and we said, or it's on there, that if you subscribe to our podcast for $5 a month at the minimum, then you get to pick a character from anything, apparently, according to this topic we're doing right now. And we have to, spend like 30 minutes, a little mini episode discussing that character. What do we think they're good, bad? We'll compare them to other characters. We'll break them down and all that stuff, how we feel about them personally. Maybe that we think they're good characters, but we don't like them or whatever,
Okay. But these are real people that we're discussing. So
Nick Armstrong is our first subscriber on Patreon. He's trying to support us to get new equipment for season 2.
He's a real homie.
He subscribed. Yeah, it's pretty awesome that he's doing this. Also to serve himself. No, he's not serving himself, because he actually, instead of just picking,
we'll be serving him. It's not self-serving. We're serving him.
Yeah, exactly. But he that's true. Like we said, you're donating, but you're getting something from it too. And usually these bonus episodes will be only for Patreon members, but we're putting this one out as a way to show people what to expect if they become Patreon members. And so he gave us two options. He said Letterkenny, and he said he gave a couple of characters from that, or he said Tiger King, Carole Baskin. And as much as I hate the Tiger King, and as much as it's, I feel like this episode shouldn't even be called Tiger King or Carole Baskin. It should just be called like Coronavirus.
Why?
I feel like if we weren't all at home, would Tiger King have even?
I think so. Still,
as big.
All this, all the Netflix original stuff that blow up anyway. This one's just even crazier.
What do you think, Bran?
The reason I don't want to watch this show is
yeah. Let's start there.
I've not seen the show episode.
So what are you basing your opinions on?
The reason I don't want to watch the show is the reason I think it is popular. I feel like people just love watching
train wrecks,
these documentaries and reality shows that showcase like the worst aspects of American culture.
Let's talk about the dregs of society.
To me, this is on par with like Honey Boo Boo and like.
No, this is much worse, dude. This is much worse in my opinion.
It's all just like these shitty,
I don't know,
like weird redneck families, and
you
people
say you
are
don't know?
obsessed
You
with
think
them.
this is better than that?
Didn't Honey Boo Boo? Didn't she kill one of her sisters and feed her to a tiger? I thought that happened.
Well, allegedly. Not.
Yeah, that's
it's all allegedly. Yeah, it's all. And then she went. And parked her van
that claim is based on the word of this other madman. You can't.
Yeah.
Literally not a single.
You can't trust any of these people.
They're all unreliable sources.
Some people might be upset, like, wait, why? How can Brand talk about this if he hasn't watched it? But I think it's actually good that we have a diversity of research coming into it.
I don't think so. I think it's really important, dude. If you watch it, the insanity cannot be conveyed via text. It's impossible.
All right, just be real with me, Matt. Would I have enjoyed watching it?
Absolutely not. I didn't even enjoy it, but I watched it all.
You said it was enjoyable.
No, it's enjoyable in the sense that you can't look away from like a train wreck.
That's what I'm saying. People love these.
I don't want to watch a train wreck.
People, and I don't understand it.
So let me say before we continue that we didn't do Letterkenny because Matt hasn't watched it yet.
I was more than willing, so don't put that on me.
No. And this is to say we plan on watching. I think that we're going to dedicate a full
Letterkenny is actually good and deserves.
I think we'll do. No, I think we'll do a full app, probably with like Lou.
Because there's several good characters, so I think there is room for debate.
Oh yeah, and it does have a pretty cool cast of characters. So yeah, we're gonna save Letterkenny for later, and we will talk about Carole Baskin's Tiger King. So Brandon, what are you basing your research on?
Just read some articles, and also I'm gonna incorporate the social media aspect.
Yes.
Because I think, like you said, because so many people are at home, I think they're more into it than they normally would be. But there's just been like an explosion of talk about this show
No, it's
and
insane.
about Carole
It's definitely
specifically.
insane.
Well, so I watched it, I read articles, and then I also listened to a podcast that I listen to normally, Dumb People Town, that they did like an entire, because they were like, this is right up our alley. This is like literally what we do every week, is like talk about dumb things that Americans do. And it's like the documentary documents like several people who do ridiculous things. And so they did like a 5 or 6 episode series where they just covered this series. So I got articles, I watched the original series, and then I listened to some comedians kind of talk about it a little bit. And so that's where I'm coming from. Matt, you watched it?
Yeah, I've just seen the entire series. I haven't really talked to anybody necessarily in depth about the series.
So you're going to be like,
I'm an unadulterated
controlled.
source of the Tiger King, basically. My opinions are my own.
You're like that guy that was like had to get a fucking chamber that was like airtight and sterilized to like figure out that lead was in our water or something like that. You know what I mean?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're referencing.
Yeah, that's how insulated I am against outside influence.
Yeah, you're so sanitized.
Correct.
You just have pure raw Tiger King.
Correct.
He got rawed by Tiger King?
Yeah, he got raw dogged, raw catted. So, what aspect of this should we talk about first? I
thought we were only talking about Carole
focusing on the
Baskins.
character.
Right. So are we focusing on her as a literary character or as a person?
There is no what literary character is she? There's no script or anything.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what's different.
But
we watched a documentary, so we got to talk about
that's
a
what
real
we
person.
do. That's what we kind of do on this show, is like talk about best characters. Like, so I think we can talk about her in terms of like character. Like, if this was a
No.
written book, would she be considered a good
There's
character?
no way. That's not how this works. She's a real person. Anybody here like Carole Baskins?
I don't think you should like Carole Baskins, but I also
What are
don't
the reasons
think
you think that you should not like Carole Baskins? Because on the surface,
Also,
she's.
you guys are
on the
adding an S to the end of her name.
Is it Carole
There
Baskin?
isn't one. Yeah, it's just
Oh,
Baskin.
maybe it's because I'm like, I don't know.
Hello, are you having a stroke?
There was a mild aneurysm that just occurred there. So Carole Baskin
that's what happens after you watch pure unadulterated Tiger King.
is not a good person, right?
strokes.
But I think
Yeah,
on the surface,
no.
doesn't she try to appear to be some sort of good person, right?
Yeah, she.
What's her shtick?
Well, so her beef with Joe Exotic is based on the fact that she's an animal rights activist, right? And he
Allegedly,
is
right? Yeah.
abusing his tigers.
Right, and he is definitely so.
He was definitely abusing his tigers. Yeah, there's nobody's trying to
And
argue
so
that.
she should have a problem with him. However, she is supposedly running like a wildlife sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
However, a wildlife sanctuary, it's not the way that she does it is not how it should be done. Like, she's literally keeping them in like small cages.
It's like a for-profit situation, or
it is for profit, yeah, which is also different than a lot of these sanctuaries. And besides being for profit, she also has volunteers. So that is typical of a wildlife sanctuary, except that she makes money off of this. So that's not typical. Yeah.
So she's like treating it like a non-profit, except she alone is profiting.
Basically, right? Because she's profiting off free labor here.
She's making tens of thousands of dollars off of like social media stuff, and then even more money from like people visiting the park.
Yeah,
but she's not paying her employees.
No, not at all.
And it's not like she has like a huge area for these tigers and big cats to roam. They're caged up, pretty tight quarters. Like, if not the same, less than Joe Exotic actually, in some cases. From what I saw in the documentary.
Yeah, the documentary is just trying to make everybody look like garbage.
Yeah, well, and that's what I was.
Oh yeah, she's been like complaining about the documentary and saying that she was misled and stuff.
I don't know. I watched the documentary, and Matt, you did too, so you can talk to this. But I feel like the documentary actually is pretty even-handed when it comes to the characters. Like, it tries to show their faults and also like their own arguments, like their positives too.
There's no positives to any of these people.
No, but it tries to let them make a case for themselves.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like it does, and I've heard a lot of people like complaining about different aspects of it and saying that the documentary casts Carole as a villain. I don't think it does. I think everyone. It shows everyone is bad and also their good aspects too.
Yeah. There's basically only bad guys and victims in that entire series. There's no heroes or anything
it's weird.
like that.
So
You think people are unfairly demonizing
bad?
Carole Baskin?
I think that people, for whatever reason, I don't know if
because
it's
she's
like,
very unlikable.
Oh no, it's become a meme for sure. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's because of this whole like unlikability of like animal rights activists or like PETA or something, but like, or maybe it's sexism. I don't know what it is,
It's
but
a
she's
combo,
not.
probably.
She's not the worst person in the series. Joe Exotic, I think, is worse. And I think that the other guy, what's that other dude's name? Matt,
the other white dude with the ponytail, the other cult leader.
Oh my God, that guy is fucked. That
guy's a piece of work.
He literally like brainwashes young girls.
I mean, Joe Exotic does the same thing, but to young boys, right?
But to young men, yeah. So I mean, they're both fucked up, yeah. Like it's weird, man. But okay, so Carole Baskin, her origin. Carole Baskin, sorry, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to offend Brandon. He's a stickler on that, putting S's on the ends of names.
Yeah, I mean, I
have
the Wikipedia article pulled up right now, and I'm staring at her name.
Fuck.
So
we better mind our P's and Q's.
Yeah, so when you guys mispronounce it.
I think the reason why people hate Carole Baskin is because the series focuses on Joe. So even though he's the bad guy, people still want to root for him for whatever reason.
I guess.
I think that was part of the documentary. They're talking about how he's so charismatic, he draws people in, even though he's a piece of shit. I don't see it personally, but
I don't. Well, but then I don't blame the documentary.
Yeah, obviously
they
not.
highlight that. They talk about how he's like that, and
Mm-hmm.
they show all kinds of stuff that he does that's fucked up. Like convincing this 18-year-old boy who's, his sexuality doesn't necessarily matter, but forcing him into a relationship and getting him hooked on meth, and then the kid like commits suicide.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, dude. And then like he brainwashes his people too. Like they're to the point where like they're
everyone is
for like 120.
brainwashed.
Yeah, it's because of these like tigers and shit though. It's like people are so in love with these cats that they'll do anything for them.
Which is strange because I don't really know anybody like that. I feel.
I mean, I've sucked a dick to meet a tiger, but that was just once, and that was a long time ago. So, I was 18. I was at Joe Exotic's tiger place, and I wanted to see a big cat. I mean,
I feel like we're steering the conversation too much towards Joe Exotic. We're going to talk about Carole Baskin.
They say meth's a bad drug, but I mean, I was only addicted for like 10 years, so it's not that big a deal. You know what I mean? Pure silence. Anyway, well, okay, let's talk about Carole Baskin's origin, because I think that one thing that she does have in common with Joe is that they were both like victimized when they were younger, and kind of.
Is that the case?
Oh yeah, no,
her
life sounded pretty atrocious at first.
Joe came out at a young age, and his father told him, "Don't come to my funeral."
Shit.
And disowned him. I mean, and so I think being gay in Oklahoma, like being openly gay, and like I think he, as much as he likes to talk about how great he looks, I think that he's deeply insecure, and I think that that's part of like wanting to own these big cats is like feeling weak. But then when you have these,
I don't feel comfortable speculating on this. We're not.
Okay, so Carole also like had fucked up parents and like was basically living with an abusive.
This is all alleged, right? There were never any like.
No, this is true. She was married to someone at a very young age. Like she was only like 19 when her partner and future husband and future victim allegedly of her murder, murdering him.
Well, no, that was
like
the
19.
first husband, right?
No, she had a first husband.
Well, no,
Yeah, her
she
first husband was when she was 17.
abusive.
She
Correct.
killed supposedly the second husband.
Yes. So when she was 17, she was married and in an abusive relationship, and like she talks about how her parents were and stuff like that. And so I feel like she was also a victim. I mean, definitely
Well,
a victim of
also
abuse.
even before that, what I read is that at 14, she was raped by 3 dudes who lived across the street, and then her parents like were just completely unsupportive. Like they didn't want to help her in any way, and so she left home, and that's how she ended up with that first dude.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. So she, like I said, I feel like it's like a power dynamic, like victimized really young, and then this guy. What was her second husband's name? The one that she allegedly, but I'm pretty convinced,
Lewis.
Definitely.
What makes you think
Lewis.
that she killed him?
Well, let's get there. Let's get there first. So Don Lewis, he pulls up. He sees a 19-year-old girl walking around with like a bruised eye, like she had just come from like escaping her abusive partner at the time, and he talks to her and's like, get in my car, let's talk. And she doesn't want to. He circles around the block a few times, quote unquote, a few times. And then when he gets up to her, he pulls out his gun and he goes, look, you can hold this gun on me. I just want to talk to you. That's fucking weird.
No, it's definitely strange.
That's not normal.
And he's in his 40s.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So I don't really trust this guy.
He was in his 40s when she was like 19?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes, and so she tells the story. She's like, so I took the gun and I got in the car and pointed at him. Like, it's like the most normal thing. But that is a fucked up way to start a relationship. And I can't imagine that a guy who thinks that way was also like a real cool dude. He also was married and had kids and just sort of abandoned them for this 19-year-old girl that he picked up off the street.
Yeah.
And so I see him almost the same as I see that other guy in like Joe is like someone like,
I mean,
found a victim and is just using them. Like took.
Yeah,
like,
but he didn't get her like addicted to meth and shit like that. I mean,
no, for sure.
But also, what I was reading about this dude, Don Lewis. No, I doubt this is necessarily proven, but she was saying like he would often just go to Costa Rica to have affairs and stuff.
No, it's true. It's true. Apparently, he slept around.
And so I'm like, if he's going to Costa Rica all the time to bang other people, maybe he just dipped.
Yeah,
maybe that dude just went to Costa Rica and never came back
and left all his money.
Yeah, it's
when he takes some of his dollars.
That is one of the things that's speculated. I think that there's just so much evidence to support that she probably killed him, and I'm not excusing it. You shouldn't kill people. But like I said, this guy's the kind of guy who's like pulling guns out and handing them to 19-year-olds to pick them up off the street. Like, true. Who knows how he was treating her? Like,
well, we shouldn't speculate on that because we have no idea.
I mean, but anyway, she, according to like court documents, stuff like that, like he was preparing to cut her out of his will, and he was preparing to take the cat sanctuary from her and like move it down to Costa Rica. And he didn't agree with her with like the direction of the park. So she was about to like lose everything. Even like I said, if Carole Baskin did kill her husband, like I believe, and if she is running this place where she's got these people volunteering and not paying them, I still think she's not as bad as these other guys who are like addicting people to drugs.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, yeah. I also still don't know if that warrants like an assassination.
Yeah, and we're not really here about the whataboutisms, right? Carole Baskin is not a good person objectively.
Right. But I think if we were to rank like who were the worst people on this, then she would be under Joe Exotic and under
what's that gentleman's name
in Georgia? Yeah, we'd have to look it up. His name is like he's got like
Doc,
a Bhagavan
it's like
name.
Doc something, yeah.
Doc Antle. It's
Doc Antle, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like Doc Antle at all, and he fucking gaslights like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and he takes a very like holier than thou stance, which is like, I don't know, man. You basically have a cult going over there, so.
Yeah, the documentarian was about to ask a question about it, and he goes, I know what you're going to say. So he starts gaslighting immediately. He goes, I know what you're going to say. You think you're going to be like all those people who say it's like a cult, and I do this, and I do that. And it's like, well, dude, if you know the argument, then you sound a little too well-versed in what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, so clearly you're doing it, and you're just like, protesting too much kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Right. So I think that she ranks below those two guys, and maybe even below that guy, Jeff Lowe from like Vegas, who is also kind of weird and shady.
Jeff Lowe is definitely not a good person either.
Yeah. So I think she's not even ranked as the worst, but for some reason, I feel like she gets the most vitriol
because she's
online.
very unlikable.
Yeah, I haven't even heard these other names.
She's so unlike just the way she is. Something about her manners.
Hello, you cats and kitties. What did she say?
I just hate her.
Hello, you cool cats and kittens. Is
something
that how she
like
says
that? Yeah. She has a very like
you cool cats and kittens.
Annie Wilkes sort of scariness about her.
Oh, that's kind of true,
right?
Yeah.
Just in terms of how it is, I'm just like not entirely. I'm not entirely comfortable about the way she is.
That's what I was going to ask.
She always seems like she's scheming or conniving and putting on some sort of facade. Like she just doesn't seem like a real person.
If we're not going to talk about her arc as a character and like if it was a story, we should at least compare her to characters in literature. So you think Annie Wilkes?
Well, just from the way she is, yeah.
Like appearance and just like
everything,
demeanor and stuff like that. Yeah.
Also, if you told me like straight up, if we discovered in 20 years that an alien had inhabited her body, much like in Men in Black, you know what I'm saying? I would not be surprised.
Okay, so she's like, what's his name? Earl? What's his name?
Yeah, the one who gets fucking roached. Yeah, exactly. It's just like
and want sugar in the
yeah,
water.
exactly.
More
So she's someone like trying to portray.
Yeah,
human
she acts
emotions,
like
but
she thinks a
failing.
human should be. Yeah, exactly. It's just terrible.
Yeah, that's actually 100% true.
Right? Because she just seems a little off just the way she is. But I don't know. Maybe that's because of her upbringing and all these other
Well,
sorts of
yeah,
things.
she's had a traumatic life. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And that turns you into a roach.
I've got a literary character.
Okay, hit me with
Okay, so had a rough childhood,
Mm-hmm.
gets married at a really young age to somebody who's rich and powerful,
Mm-hmm.
and then who turns out to be kind of an asshole, and then eventually has him killed,
Mm-hmm.
but not by tigers, by a boar. I'm talking about Cersei Lannister. Season 1, book 1, season 1, book 1. Not crazy Cersei Lannister who's blowing up Septa Baelor. Like I'm talking
like
season
just
1, book 1.
fucking her brother. That levels of crazy.
No, minus the incest. Okay, minus the incest.
Well, you don't know that.
Although that guy does seem like her brother. I don't know who that guy is. Her new husband.
It's her
Seems
husband.
very-
Wow, come on, man.
He just seems like he has no sexuality in him at all.
Whoa, come on, man. I mean, first of all, he's
just
like
like the most
60.
bo-
Well,
Give the
maybe
man a
that's
break.
what
He
she
hasn't-
wants after being married to a sex addict.
Yeah, what
Well,
the
if he's
fuck,
got-
dude? Come on. And
If he's got low T, he should be taking some.
he hasn't produced tests for
whatever
like
the hell that
20
is.
years, bro. That dude's old. It's not his fault.
Well, then he should be taking those pills I see on the commercial all the time.
Jesus,
Where the
man.
guy
We're
throws
not
a
here to
football
talk shit
through
on
a
some
tire
random
swing.
dude just because he supports, a murderer.
I'm just saying, if he wants to throw footballs through tire swings, he should be on that low T medicine, whatever it is.
Basically, what
We should all be taking testosterone medication.
I feel like this is
Everyone.
veered so far away from Carole Baskin's.
Okay, so Cersei Lannister, I think they're similar because both victimized and young, but then grabbed a hold of the power that they had and
But
killed their
Matt is
husbands.
saying that she exudes like a fake nice personality.
Yeah,
Where
for sure.
Cersei
and Cersei
never
doesn't even play
appears
like that.
nice.
Oh, absolutely not.
That's true. So yeah, there's one way that she's not like Cersei.
Yeah, she just seems like a fake human being. Nothing about her seems real. Like, I don't actually feel like I know anything about who she is as a person. Because
Yeah.
the thing is about the animal rights thing, I mean, she may care about the tigers and stuff like that, but it doesn't, through her actions, it doesn't seem like she does. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know whether or not, it seems as though she's profiteering off of her conservation thing, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't seem like she's trying to create a better environment for the tigers themselves. So really, she just seems very self-serving.
Well, they're all rescues. That's part of her argument is that she's not purchasing or taking these tigers from the wild. She's rescuing them from homes, people that have like sold their tigers.
I mean, it's also possible, based on what I've read, it doesn't seem like at any point she's necessarily gained the knowledge on how to do this. So, I mean,
On how
like
to do
the
what?
intent might be there. She might legitimately care about them, but she doesn't know how to recreate a tiger's ideal habitat.
Why wouldn't she hire
And-
someone?
Yeah.
She's making money, obvly.
I mean, she is a Floridian. I mean, we got to remember that too.
What does that mean, John? What are you trying to suggest about Floridians?
There are trace amounts of angel dust in Floridian water.
Jesus Christ.
That's just fact. But what I was going to say is one thing for her is she does feed her tigers the very best meat. I mean, what could be better than like millionaire human meat, you know?
Billionaire human meat? Stupid
That's
ass.
true. She could give him a Bill Gates or two.
That might be
A Jeff
that'd be a
Bezos?
little harder to swing, I think. Might be a little harder to
Bet you-
cover up that one.
Bet you a Jeff Bezos would go down smooth.
That dude, I don't know, man. That guy's gotten jacked recently.
Oh, yeah.
That dude's probably
After
all
the divorce.
muscly and shit, yeah.
Talk about a wife who had a rich husband but handled it better than Carole Baskin.
Well, like I said, we don't
Jeff Bezos'
know. I feel bad assuming that she murdered her husband. I mean, it seems very likely.
The evidence is very strong, yeah.
It's not evidence, though. Or if it is evidence,
it?
it's all circumstantial. There's nothing actually tying her to the murder of her husband. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was the 1990s, man. That was the fucking Wild West. We barely even had internet back then. The thing is, I don't like her. And I don't like her for reasons that are completely unrelated to the murder stuff. Like the murder
but is
stuff.
she the worst person
yeah,
on
if
the
she got
show?
away with murder, I mean, whatever. I mean, it's not good,
Yeah.
but I can
we
understand.
all get
it.
one.
But I don't like her because it just seems like she's a shitty fake person. And
Yeah.
it just seems like you just kind of get exposed by like a Netflix documentary. You know what I'm saying?
So you like you some Joe Exotic who just says it like it is. He just tells it right like it is.
No, I also hate Joe Exotic because he's a shitty person that doesn't pretend to be a fake, like a nice person. He just is a shitty person.
Carole
But people
Baskin.
still seem to like him, which I don't
Because he's got a
understand.
personality, man. He's interesting.
He got what 19% of the vote. in
Just
Oklahoma
because you have
for-
a strong
for governor?
personality doesn't mean it's a good one.
That's the same reason he started a cult, man. You know, it just draws
put-
that like type of person to you.
to help his campaign to be governor, he made condoms with his face on them
Yeah.
and passed them out to like families, like with like just throwing them out to like children.
Yes, that is true.
Maybe Carole might have her face on like a dental dam or something. We don't know.
Jesus.
No, I'm pretty sure she does not. I think I can
Oh, okay.
safely
Never
say
mind.
that one.
Okay. What else did I want to say? I wrote down a lot of things that we could like angles we could take with this episode. Given that she's a real person.
Yeah, no, it is strange. It feels strange talking about a real person. That's why I'm like very careful, man. You know, I don't want people coming after me for the two.
Oh,
two
like Carole
listeners.
Baskin,
Yeah, I don't want-
because she's got the resources.
The thing is, though, I feel as though everybody's talking about it at this point. I mean,
Oh, so we're like the needle in a haystack.
exactly.
Yeah,
The smallest needle in a needle stack.
yeah, needle stack.
But the problem is like, I don't know, man. Do you guys agree what I'm saying, right? She just seems like a very
I know.
fake human being. If she seems like an alien almost.
Well, I've never actually seen her speak, so
Yeah, you should go and watch like a couple of videos. The way she is, her mannerisms, it doesn't seem human. And I've interacted with a lot of humans, so I feel like I could say that with a degree of confidence.
Hello, you cool cats and kittens.
well,
This
like
is Carole
interacting
Baskin at
with
the-
gamers on Discord isn't quite the same.
Well, I interact with other humans, like my parents.
End of list.
Well, no. Sometimes the people at the front of the gym, I say hello to them. The people who check me in. The one gentleman who runs the butcher at the meat market next to my home
true.
recently.
The dude
for
who sells you doves.
the guy who sells me squab and pigeon and other sorts of assorted meat. So that's like a solid 3 people, 4 sometimes.
sure.
I mean, how many people do you interact with?
During quarantine, 1.
Okay, so I'm averaging a couple more people than you here. So I can safely
So
say
let's
that
talk-
Carole
That's
Baskin is
not
100%
true. I
alien.
saw my doctor.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, you got coronavirus, didn't you?
Bronchitis, right?
Oh, just bronchitis.
Same thing, right?
Well,
I like how like any other time, like bronchitis would be like, holy shit, Brant's got bronchitis, but like right now we're like fucking pussy, like get a real disease.
no, I still think it's a very serious
Bronchitis.
thing that needs to be addressed.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. I say
I'll
that.
beat the shit out
I
of her.
searched Carole Baskin on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Top video is body language expert makes bold claim about Carole Baskin.
Oh, please, can I?
So I
Please, dear
gotta
God.
watch this.
I
Seems
love
relevant.
clickbaity. I love clickbaity.
He's gonna-
titles where
they're
it's,
gonna
like,
say-
bold.
They're gonna say that she's an alien. Maybe her husband just died of a broken heart,
one that-
and so she had to dispose of the body. There's no way that science could explain it. So she had to dispose of the body somehow.
She would
right?
have been blamed for sure.
Precisely. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's something. What do you think about that theory?
Just an LOL. That's all.
Okay. Well, I'll take that as a win, and I'll run with it.
I think we'll end it with an Erica corner.
Oh yeah, get Eric on
think
here.
I need to-
I'm trying to hear some fresh opinions
Erica.
from not John.
Come on.
Nice.
What up?
Okay, so
What up, Erica?
corner.
Hey.
Carole Baskins. What do we have to say about this?
You're gonna sum it up for us.
What do you think about my theory that Carole Baskins is literally an alien living inside of the Carole Baskin skin? You've seen Men in Black, right?
You know what? Jonathan just talked to me about Men in Black a
she
couple of
couldn't
days ago,
remember.
and I can't remember any
Because
of
we
it.
live in a simulation, Erica.
Oh, trust me. I know.
Okay,
Like,
excellent. I'm just glad we're on the
this is
same
a
page. We're
joke.
on the
She
same
doesn't
page.
even remember the Will Smith song at the end of Men in Black.
What, Men in Black?
Yes, I do.
Isn't the song titled
it?
Men in Black?
It's Wild Wild West.
No, it is not.
Wild Wild West.
Also a classic hit.
All right. Anyway, what do you think? There's an alien living inside of her operating her
That's a
body?
very important question.
So, whenever we get down to that, honestly, that is too deep of a thought for me to have when it comes to humans and aliens. I just still don't know where I stand 100%.
But it
So,
terrifies you.
100% terrifies me.
Yeah, well,
But Carole doesn't terrify me. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm scared of aliens either, though, honestly. Like, this might be too deep, and I might
right.
take a thoughtful shower after this. I don't know.
But Erica's been real riled up by the whole Carole Baskin stuff, so I wanted to talk about it.
Okay, I haven't just been riled up about the Carole Baskin stuff. Okay, here's the thing.
give it to
I
us.
just this whole fucking stupid documentary is literally the most frustrating thing to listen to people talk about to me. Like when Jonathan said he was going to do a documentary or an episode on this, I was just like, what a fucking cop-out. What a loser. I can't believe you're about to sit on your podcast and talk about this stupid fucking show.
Trying to generate cloud here, Erica.
Wait, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, yeah, I heard you doing it the whole time. So anyways, I just feel like Carole, here's the thing. After Hillary Clinton...
I love the direction this is going already.
After she lost the election, I can vividly remember sitting in our hotel, looking at her face when she lost, okay?
Okay.
Wait, why are you on a hotel?
Some people... We were in Seattle.
Oh.
Some people might say, like, Erica, this is not helping your case because I kind of see their faces kind of look the same.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about it a little bit when you said Hillary.
Yeah, their faces kind of look the same. But anyways, I just hate that out of all of this, out of the however many 9 hours worth of this documentary, all of the jokes, all of the memes, all of the backlash, all of the targeted verbal attacks on social media from men and women alike are all about Carole. And nobody's really saying anything about, I mean, before. Here's the thing. This was when it first came out.
There is a second one.
There's a lot of stuff now. But I think now that a bunch of people have been like, yo, that stuff was messed up. But before, there was not enough. There was too much Carole backlash. Like, yeah, maybe she murdered her fucking husband. Guess what? Everybody wants to murder their husbands.
Oh.
Well,
Wait
cut
a
that.
minute. What?
Wait, if
Wait.
you cut it, I still heard
Hear
it.
me, hear me out on this.
Erase that from your memories, dog.
I think
So
that
here's the thing.
It's not like...
She's probably a bad person. Yes, that's fine. But I hate it that we can't acknowledge that the other people are bad as well. Because I think murder is awful, but I really feel like the constant like marrying 19-year-old boys and like the verbally threatening and making videos of killing a woman, like it's just not enough to be like, oh yeah, no,
the
he's cool.
psychotic dude is funny, but the woman is terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like why is she so like, I just feel like all I got from it was everyone being like, Carole's fucking crazy. Oh my God, Carole killed her husband. And I'm like, first of all, she might have killed her husband.
Yeah, allegedly
Yes.
killed her husband. Yeah. Yep.
But that's the thing. We don't even have proof of that. But that's all you want to talk about after you watch this whole thing. That is all you want to talk about.
But do you think that's society's problem, or do you think that's the documentary's
Oh,
problem?
obviously it's fucking society's problem.
So the documentary was fine, how it was structured?
No, I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I honestly can't
watched
say.
4 episodes.
I watched 3 episodes. I can't say if the documentary was well done because I didn't watch the entire thing, and I don't
the
want
documentary.
comments on that.
I think there's some artistry there.
I think so.
Here's the thing. I love documentaries, but I hate true crime. And this was a true crime show, in my
I hate
opinion.
true crime.
Yeah, I can't.
I hate true crime.
We talk so much about
and
how
that's
much
what
we
this
hate
felt
it.
like. Like, I thought this was going to be funny and, like, heartwarming.
Yeah, a little bit campy.
But it was a
No,
piece of
absolutely
shit.
not.
Once
It
again,
just-
it's like what you said, Matt. People like watching train wrecks.
No, it's insane.
They really do. And I just feel like life is too much of a train wreck right now for me to even watch
That's what
more
I'm saying.
train
I'm
wrecks.
trying to see something that makes me forget how shitty.
Exactly.
people are.
That's why I was...
Well,
Exactly.
do you think that people focus on Carole because Joe is literally in jail, so he kind of like got his, you know what I'm saying?
He's already got his.
Whereas
It
Carole
could
is
be that
kind of just
too.
out and about doing, like she got away with it. Joe is in jail till he dies.
But no one's like he got what he deserved. They're saying free.
Yeah,
him.
true. People are like, get Joe out of jail. He doesn't deserve this.
that dude deserves to die in jail.
All because they like him, like seeing him on TV. They
Have
don't
y'all
care
seen?
about what he actually
okay,
did.
a while back, I shared this girl's deep dive on Tiger King, but I don't know if it's there anymore on her Instagram stories. It probably is. Anyways, have y'all seen the footage of him getting mad because somebody told him he couldn't say the N-word?
Yes, I have seen that.
I have not seen that, but
Because
he's,
I saw
Dude
someone
is
post.
fucking trash.
he seems like that type
Yeah,
of
someone
dude,
was
though.
like, "Why do y'all all like Tiger King so much? You know, all those people are probably racist, right?" And then
Oh, for sure.
someone responded with that video of him, being mad that he can't say the N-word.
Yeah, there's so many like other videos of him where he's just very toxic of a person. And the thing is I get that Carole is too. I just hate that she's the only one getting backlash for it. And it's because she's a woman. Honestly, and I told Jonathan, I was like, if the Tiger King was like a person of color and some big dude doing these same things, then the documentary would not have been as well received as it was. People would have been like, no, that dude belongs in jail after they watched it.
Well,
straight up.
I guess I don't know because I didn't interact with all the social media aspects of it, but I definitely felt like 99% of the people in that documentary deserve to be in jail.
All right, yeah, that's how I felt too. So it's
Except
very
for the person with one arm,
Yeah.
who like went back to work after a day.
They're one of the few people that get just shit on the whole time. Because I feel like just a lot of the workers there, I mean, I don't know what their situation was, but I feel like they got a really short end. Like the head zookeeper guy, I feel like that guy was...
It was all sad, for sure.
I was just like, man, it sucks that you guys are put in these situations. You have to work in these circumstances for these shitty-ass people. And those guys are still getting paid more than the volunteers at the sanctuary or whatever. There's no good people in this.
There's none. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm just like, this whole thing it's a true crime. Like, all of it is crime. Yeah. This is not some feel good, like, let's watch. I honestly thought I was going to watch someone who loved animals. Like, I don't know. I thought it was going to be like
Joe Exotic.
Like a documentary about like saving tiger. Like, I was really amped for it. And we watched this like the first week of the quarantine isolation. We watched it the first week and I was already fucked up the first week. So it was like, I could not even handle watching this stupid fucking documentary, and I don't recommend it.
I went a different way. I thought it said Joe Erotic, and I was like, oh, Netflix is putting porn on here. Let me check this out. And I was very surprised.
He was still into it, though.
Oh, no, I was still into it. All right, well, whatever you think about Carole.
I miss you guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, hold on. This episode, I have to cut this to 30 minutes. So let me please do a closeout real quick, and then we can continue talking if y'all want. So, Carole Baskin, whether you love her, hate her, whatever.
I don't think
about
anybody
her.
loves her. Nobody loves her. Nobody loves her.
Oh, Matt and I are so insane.
Yeah,
okay. Well, either way, there it is. That's our take on Carole Baskin. If you like that we covered it, great. If you didn't, well, then subscribe for $5 on our Patreon. Tell us a character that you do like, and we'll cover that one.
I want people to subscribe out of spite.
Yeah, subscribe. I fucking hate Carole.
I don't like encouraging that line of thinking.
I'm going to give these guys $5 a month so I can tell them to cover somebody different. I don't know. God dang it. Yeah, maybe, but we did have a choice. We saved Letterkenny for a full episode, so that's
And if y'all want me to do...
It is not on Nick that we did this.
Yeah, if y'all want me to do ranking of the Kardashians, just like subscribe, whatever.
Subscribe $5 a month, and Erica will jump in on the Kardashian episode. If you make us, we will have to examine Kim Kardashian.
Or just me. I need an outlet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how well-versed Brandon and Matt are.
Reasonably versed.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. And Brandon can do Wikipedia research again.
Yeah. You got to really deeply examine the Jenner legacy. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, subscribe at $5. We'll do the Kardashians, whatever you want us to do. Also, maybe not real people. We can also do characters like the podcast is set up to do.
Or only real people.
Again, though, no blaming Nick. He gave us a choice. Thank you, Nick, for your
Letterkenny is legitimately a good suggestion.
And thank you for even putting... Yeah, I didn't even think about Letterkenny, but that's a good one to have. So, and thanks, Erica, for being on it. We've done it again. We've taken your favorite character and roasted and or praised them. What should we do next? Well, only you can decide by heading over to our Patreon account at patreon.com/YFCSpod, supporting us at $5 a month, and ordering us like the king or queen that you are to do your favorite character. Thank you from all of us at YFCS Pod.